Hello and welcome to Movie Fan in Japan. Today I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man Homecoming. If you're not familiar with how my reviews work, it's usually a 4-part review, but since I'm not going out to watch movies and I'm staying in home watching movies online, I'm going to do just a 2-part review, my thoughts before the movie and my thoughts after the movie. So let's go ahead and get started. So here are my thoughts before the movie. It's kind of frustrating right now because I'm trying to watch Spider-Man Homecoming, and if you go to the Disney app, you actually see there's nothing there. If you go to Netflix, not there. If you go to Hulu in Japan, not there. If you go to Amazon, not there. You're gonna have to rent it. So, lucky for me, I am a Marvel fan, and I already have it. But it just kind of irks me, you can say, that the fact that you cannot stream any of the newer MCU Spider-Man movies at all, anywhere. And so I'm like, come on, Japan. It's just one movie. It's soon to be 2 movies, just that need to be out there on streaming. So, yeah, out of 4 major streaming services, 0 have the MCU Spider-Man. Like I said before, luckily, I have it. So, yeah, that's one thing. But, okay, let's get into the actual story itself. The story was a good story. It was good because you kind of see him become reliant on the suit that Tony Stark gave him. And then you see him that he is much more than a suit. He is actually Spider-Man in his own right. And yeah, it's different from the comic books because he kind of had to do everything himself. In this case, he kind of has Tony as a father figure. And so it is kind of different. It's different because in the comic books, the reason why he had to do everything by himself is because he was one of the first. Even though he was one of the youngest, he was still one of the first, major superheroes in the Marvel Universe, so he had no one to rely on. He tried going to the Fantastic Four, and they're like, no, we're not hiring. We don't get paid for this job, because he was looking for money at the time. And he left before they could even ask him to, hey, you can be, if you're an okay person, you can be part of this team or whatever. We'll be the Fantastic Five or whatever. But, no, but if you look in the MCU, the way everything is set up, how could he be alone, really, do everything by himself? He did some things by himself, and he posted on YouTube just like a teenager would. So yeah, I think there are a lot of story beats that make sense only in this universe that won't make sense in any other universe. If you look at the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, they're, it makes sense because he's by himself. If you look at the Amazing Spider-Man series, which many people hate, I thought they were okay. It kind of makes sense why he is the way he is. But I think out of all the Spider-Man movies, this one captured the essence of Spider-Man the most. Who Spider-Man is. They knew who Spider-Man was and how he would fit in this universe. And that's why I like this movie. So, yeah. I think I'm just gonna watch this movie, enjoy it, and give you my review after this. So I'll talk to you after the movie. Okay, so I finished watching Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, that's the movie. I did fall asleep after and didn't record a video because I was really sleepy. So I decided to go ahead and record that video right now. The movie overall was fun. It was a fun high school themed movie. It focused on Peter Parker in high school, his journey from becoming just regular Spider-Man to something a little more. And then in this case, you kind of see him grow as much as he shouldn't grow so fast. As far as he needs to take his time, learn the ropes and everything. And you know, usually as a kid you want to be impulsive and do things as quick as you can. And so this is him learning how to not rush through things, just learning how to take his time and grow from his situation. So I think that is the important part of his character. The quips and everything, it feels like just like Spider-Man now, and this movie did a great job in portraying Peter Parker and Spider-Man. That's what I did enjoy about this. Many people, when this movie first came out, were like, he's a perfect combination of Peter Parker and, you know, Spider-Man. The reason why I say that is because when you look at the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, it's more like, oh, they got Peter Parker very well. Spider-Man was okay. And then in the Mark Webb ones, they had like Spider-Man. It's like, oh wow, that was a really good Spider-Man, but Peter Parker didn't feel like Peter Parker that much. Obviously, that series had its own little things, but yeah. And so this one was like a perfect combination. You have a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man, and it's in the same movie. So I think that's why people enjoyed this one so much. And then just like the Vulture being the bad guy, that was a great choice for this movie. And yeah, it wasn't just a copy. Like, that's one of the things Marvel is famous for as far as their villains. It's just a copy. And they didn't kill off the villain. Yay. Marvel is not really great with many of their villains, but then I guess that's what makes Loki and Thanos so great, is that they actually, you know, didn't die, for one, and two, that, you know, they are reoccurring, and, well, Thanos not so much anymore, but yeah. And so I think with all their villains being down here, it kind of like, when you actually do have a really great villain, it's just like, you know, the difference is big, and you're like, oh wow, they can do it. And so this one, the villain was good. He wasn't horrible, and you understood where he came from and everything. So he was a good villain, I think. And so that was a good job on Marvel's part. So I did enjoy this movie a lot, and you do feel for Peter, and you understand why he does things he does. And as a parent, I'm like, dude, slow down. You know, you'll get there. Just take your time. And yeah, and so I kind of understand things more from Tony's point of view. And yeah, I think this is a good movie to watch. It's a fun movie to watch. Yeah, so I would very much like to recommend this movie, and yeah, if you have time, watch it. If you're in Japan, you're gonna have to rent it, or if you don't own it already. So, alright, well, I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you really like this video, please share it. If you want to help support me more, you can just like and share these videos. There's really nothing more you can do. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.